Hello everyone, in today's video here at the substation I'm going to teach you how to operate the auxiliary service locally. Let's first take a look here at how the AC auxiliary service of this substation is set up. So we have here two power supplies, supply 1 which comes from this cubicle, another supply that comes from this cubicle. It's from the utility company. So we have here this transformer right here, auxiliary service, and we have this other auxiliary service transformer. And here we have an emergency diesel group that in the absence of both power sources, the diesel starts up and it's able to power the bus bars. The ideal way is to operate the essential loads first. As soon as it's back to normal, we bring in the non-essential loads. So here I have the measurement for this panel. I'm at 380 volts phase to phase. And here's the current from the panel. It's passing through here, entering the bus bar. There's no current here because in this CT of this circuit breaker, it's 0, so there's only voltage here at its input. So guys, what am I going to do? I'm going to switch my power source first. I'm going to switch, I'll turn this one off and turn this one on. I'm going to do it slowly, everyone. Usually operators already have experience and do this quickly. They do, because it has to be a quick maneuver, because the essential loads cannot be shut down. But let's do this here slowly and explain what is happening. So everyone, I want to perform a maneuver now where I need to switch the sources. I need to go from supply 1 to 2. So I'm simply going to open this breaker and close this breaker. I can do it remotely through the supervisory system, just as I can do it here locally using the push buttons. Guys, the operators, they have experience with this. They do it fast because this maneuver has to be quick. Because when we lose the power supplies, all the AC equipment will shut down, except for those connected to the inverters. The inverters are connected to the battery bank, so those won't shut down. But the loads that are connected here to these two bus bars will shut down. And the loads are divided into non-essential and essential. So since I have a strong source here, I'll simply open this one and close this one. I'm going to do it more slowly. The operators do this very quickly. I'll do it slowly because this is a training system. I can do it by explaining what's happening. I've arrived here at my QDN panel, my tertiary source where feed 1 is closed and my interconnection is 2. So I'll switch to local. I'll switch to local here and I'll simply open it using the push button. I've opened it. 0 volts. When I turned the key to local, I signaled local here on the circuit breakers. Now I can no longer operate them from here remotely. I'm at 0, I'm at 0, I'm at 0. And now, everyone, just so you know, I'm going to go ahead and bring in feed 2. I come here, and then I switch to local mode, making sure everything is set correctly, and after that, I turn on this circuit breaker. 380, 380, 380, 380, 380, 380, 380, 380. Now, if I open my bus interconnection, QDN look, 0, 0. QDN look, 0, 0. That's how it works, and that's what you see here. I'm going to close it now. 380. Just letting you know, I'm closing it at this amount. Well, everyone, let's suppose now that a protection was triggered, and I lost this feed 2. A protection was triggered, an overcurrent, something like that. It triggered, I lost this circuit breaker and I already had this one open. So I'm without these two feeds. So let's suppose that these two circuit breakers here opened. I lost these feeds and I need to restore my auxiliary service. What am I going to do? Start the emergency diesel group. Close this circuit breaker here. And this one. Now be careful when closing this circuit breaker. Why? This one must be open. This one must be open. And the bus interconnection must also be open. Why? Because otherwise, I'll be with the non-essential loads. I run the risk of overloading the diesel, so it will start the moment that I close this circuit breaker here. It will take the load, it could cause an overload on the diesel, and it shuts down. So to avoid this risk, I leave only the essential loads. So let's suppose that this protection here was triggered, this circuit breaker opened. What do I need to do? Open my bus interconnection. And then I need to start the diesel. I can start it remotely, but here in this simulation, I'm starting everything locally. So I'm going to the diesel. Here I have a map with me, and I can go to the diesel. Over there is the 500 kilovolt substation, transformers, static compensation. And here is my emergency diesel generator set. When I get close here, look, I have the signal that I can interact here. It turns orange, so I can open this door. So I open the door, here's my diesel. I can operate it through the USCA, but I'll operate it here using the push buttons. Here is the circuit breaker control, and here I'm going to start the diesel. The diesel has started up. And right there, guys, I have switched it over to manual mode, and now I'm going to close the breaker. Once that's done, I'll go back to the auxiliary service. What do we have here? 380 volts here on my power generator, which is the output voltage. So I have the circuit breaker closed, 380 volts. 0 here, 0 here. I need to bring back the essential loads. I'm going to close this circuit breaker here. The emergency one. This one. Closed. Now I have 380 here on the essential loads. I can restore my substation. What was off and needed power is now on. I can go there and work on my substation. When I have everything ready to be able to have this power supply here, this breaker closed or power supply 1, everything normalized, I normalize these bars. So let's suppose I have power supply 2 available coming from the utility. I'm going to close here. I'm going to open the diesel breaker and quickly close this breaker to be able to restore my system. So what am I going to do now? Oh guys, I made a wrong maneuver. I powered the non-essential loads. See the importance of the simulation? I tried to do it fast, without planning, without thinking. I messed up the maneuver. The one I need to close is this one, guys. Good thing that here in the simulation, I can make mistakes without any problem. Electro-signaling. I closed my circuit breaker. 380 volts. Energized. I'm now going to close the bus bar interconnection. I energize the non-essential loads. Now I can go there, open the diesel circuit breaker and turn off the diesel. There's the diesel smoke. I'm simply going to open the circuit breaker right now, just to be clear. Stop my emergency diesel generator set. I'll head back to the control room and my system is normalized. Power supply from Electro. This is from the utility company. Usually it's a bill, it comes on a bill, right? So I'm paying for this energy. I can now switch the power supply into the substation. So I'll come over here. I'm going to first open Electro, then close my substation power supply. Finally, to complete my normalization process, turn my switches back to remote mode, in case I need to remotely operate these circuit breakers later on. So system normalized with voltage, essential loads energized, non-essential loads also energized. So that's it, guys. This is how you operate a substation's auxiliary service, considering it's in manual mode, entirely in the hands of the operations team. So that's it, everyone. Take care and see you next time.